Swole Simmers, my name is Darth Jeswick, and welcome back to Wednesdays with the Waffles. We're getting really close to the end of Cherry's life. Her bar is glowing, and she really doesn't have that much time. She's got maybe a day or two left. Currently, Belgian is just fixing the sink because it broke between the last episode and now. I'm also just going to have Cherry do some knitting because I want her to have some outfits and some random items of clothing for the twins in the future, possibly, or just like future generations. I also realized that I never got any pictures of Cherry and Belgian, so I had Belgian snap a few photos to add to our gallery wall that we have with like Lana and all the other kids. We're gonna have to take some photos with Maple and Nutmeg coming up, so we'll add those to our wall with Cherry and Belgian. You know, it's always nice to have these photos because you want to remember the past generations, and Cherry's like our legacy matriarch, so I want to preserve her memory as much as I could. We've also like got no food in the house. All of it spoiled in the last episode, so Cherry's just eating some cake because Lana made some cake. I have a huge problem with like NPCs just walking into my house and making cakes. It's horrible. I also had Cherry just do a ton of knitting in this episode because I wanted to have like a bunch of objects that we could take with us to the next house. Bob Pancakes also came over and stopped to chat with Belgian for a little while. He always seems to be like upset about something, and I don't really know like what he was like angry about, but he was like super angry and like marching around the house. I really wish that it would tell you why the sim is angry and not just like have them be angry, but he is like talking to Belgian and just kind of like working it out. You know, she's a wellness coach, so she's really good at like talking people down, and I feel like that's a really good thing for Bob. You know, it could be his like home life. I would imagine having an affair child is probably not a great thing to do when you're married. But it also could be because Cherry is just like sitting in the other room listening to the whole conversation. She's like trying to play it off like she's not actually listening, but you can tell that she totally is. This is the poof that Cherry just finished knitting. I put it in the twins' room for now. It looks like Belgian is finishing up her conversation with Bob, though. He's just kind of like checking his phone and seeing if he has anything else to talk about. But Belgian is currently getting a gift from Cherry. It's just like a knitting box. I wanted to teach Belgian how to knit and have like Cherry teach her how to do that because she's like level 10 knitting. I just really love nifty knitting. It's such a cool little pack. So Bob and Belgian actually got the adoring sentiment together, and Bob just really wants the best for Belgian and thinks she is so wonderful. And Bob had a little drink, and the three of them just kind of had a nice chat before the twins returned home from school. They're still C students and came home with school projects, so I had them go out into the backyard and start working on those carefully. I set them up in the patio, and I kind of like separated them a little bit. You know, I didn't want it to seem like they were cheating and working together on their projects when they're supposed to be separate. Their needs were looking really good, so I just had them start working on the project, and they finished them later that night. Bob was just over here in the corner dancing to himself for a while. I thought it was really cute. You know, he's got some good moves. Look at him go. And you know, Belgian never really got to spend a whole lot of time with Lana, so I had her join Cupid's Corner, and I was just like trying to take a peek and see if any gallery sims would show up because I have not really seen Cupid's Corner at all. This is like one of my first times playing with it, like the whole time I've had it. Like I did a couple of builds, but this is the first time I've actually seen Cupid's Corner. So I'm just kind of like trying to work on her traits. I think I have her displayed as like beguiling and neat or something like that. I really don't remember. I think it's funny that the top-notch infant and top-notch toddler come up on this like traits that we can display for our Cupid's Corner profile, but you know, that is what it is. It's part of her lifestyle. I think I might have to switch it to just young adults though. I have her currently set as young adults and adults, but I have it on short lifespan, so it might be a good idea to have her date a young adult because they're going to age up fairly quickly. But as far as townies that I saw, we've got like Landon, Bob, Heather. I've never seen some of these sims before, but a few of them I have. Ramon here. We've got Miki. I've seen her, and Alessandra, who is in front of the cuddle carts, which I think is really cute, so I saved her. I also just like refreshed it. We've also got Yadira here. I refreshed it, and like one of the first Sims was like Jay Huntington the third, and I'm like, no, I'm not dating that guy. He is like horrible. But other than Jay, we've just got a few random Sims like Kenneth, Corey, Vivian, um, Hugo, and Denzel. They're just kind of like random Sims, I think. I'm pretty sure Hugo is Hugo Villarreal, but I'm not exactly sure. And then there's also Guadalupe. So not really a ton of options. No gallery Sims, which was interesting because I do have it set to where gallery Sims can be downloaded. But unfortunately, I couldn't refresh it anymore to get any other Sims. You can only do it once every 12 hours, which I think is a little silly, but you know, it is what it is. It's The Sims, so I really don't expect anything less. And then I had Cherry teach Belgian how to knit a hanging planter. I chose this like yellow and brown one because that's kind of the color scheme that I'm thinking about doing for the next generation. Like, not necessarily sad beige, but also kind of sad beige. I would say more earth tone sad beige. But I was just having them kind of sit here on the couch together and do some knitting. Belgian is still learning, so she's only like level 1 or 2, so she can really only knit like hats at this point. So she's just kind of chilling and doing that. And then this random Sulani townie broke into my house and started complaining about my decor. I don't know how she got in here. All of my doors are locked for outdoor people, except for Bob. Also, our solarium projects were finished, and I hung up our paintings from the first day of school. It was the end of the day, and the girls grabbed themselves some dinner and showered, and they headed off to bed for the night. That was really it for the day. They just kind of spent their whole day, like, doing their school project. Belgian was pretty exhausted too, so I sent her off to sleep. Cherry was doing great though. Like, her energy need was fantastic. So I just had her keep knitting some like random objects for the kids, and we can put them up in their rooms when they're finished. And then I just kind of sent the girls off to sleep. It was a really great night. I also got them a nightmare light. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last episode, but they kept having nightmares, and I was like, not having that. Also, Cherry finished her rug, so I added it to the girls' room. I know it doesn't really make sense because they have carpet in their room, but you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to have it there because I didn't want to leave it in Cherry's inventory because she's gonna die soon. Anyway, she was kind of tired at that point, so I sent her off to sleep and then just sped through the rest of the night. The twins woke up super early the next morning. I think it was like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and I just had them work on some skills. Maple and Nutmeg both had loose teeth, so I had them pull them. For some reason, Nutmeg just really wanted to go swimming. It's fine. Maple also had an advice pop up about a missing toy. Her toy has been missing for a while, and she was just starting to feel sad about it, so Belgian told her to just keep looking for it. That affects her conflict resolution skills. It's just a really beautiful day in Oasis Springs. It's like one of the second or third days of spring, so it's getting really warm here, and they're just kind of chilling outside in their warm weather clothes. Well, except for Maple. She's like dressed in her everyday wear, but that's fine. So Cherry's been abducted by aliens before, so she gets scared of being outside at night a lot just because she like doesn't want to get kidnapped again. So I gave her the carefree reward trait because she had enough points from her previous aspirations, and you know, she shouldn't be worried about that anymore, or anything really. Also, if you want to look at her skills, this is where you can like kind of check out where she's at for her like end of life skills, I guess. I wanted to make sure that I put that in here because I didn't know if I'd be able to remember it at the end of the episode. Finally, we were able to refresh Cupid's Corner. We've got like Tomox, Ty, Roland, Cassandra Goth is in here, and that's going to be important later. But we've also got Clifford and Venkat. Again, didn't really see any Sims that I was particularly interested in. Maybe Venkat, he seems pretty cool. Then Maple got a school pop-up. It looked like During free time, Maple drew an inappropriate picture and showed it to the class, which caused a lot of commotion among the other students. Belgian told the teacher to just like take the drawing and punish her, which would affect her manners. Then after that, I had Cherry start knitting this fun little turtle guy. I also thought it would be fun to have Cherry's stats. They have like the number of times she like ate or took a break or like wet her pants. If you want to take a look at that, that is also up on the screen right now. She has witnessed one fire and one death, separate occasions. The death was probably Lana's, and the fire was the first time she ever started cooking. So that was a throwback to the first episode. I had Belgian go out and tan by the pool in preparation for the summer months. And don't worry, I remember to have her put on sunscreen so she didn't get burned. Cherry also did some barbecuing and made some hamburgers. We have like no food in the house. Belgian's just kind of like slacking on that really hard. I can understand that though, you know, her mom's at the end of her life. She already lost her wife, so that's a little hard. Cherry also got a call from the mysterious stranger. It says, "Hi there, you don't know me, but I saw you from afar and asked a mutual friend for your number. I'm just hopelessly attracted to you. I promise I'm chill. Would you like to meet me?" Now, Cherry has already had a weird first date when she met Eliza and Bob, so she replied, "This is creepy. You are creepy." And he said, "Okay, well, thanks for humoring me. I had to give it a shot. My name is Alexander, if you ever change your mind." And yes, I mean Alexander Goth, who was a literal child when I started the save file. Belgian also received a phone call from Bob, and they shared some gossip. I really don't remember what it was. It didn't tell me in like the profile of Bob and Belgian, so I don't really know what that was. The twins returned home from school and were in horrible moods. Their fun moodlets were super low, so I had Maple watch some TV, and Nutmeg was just kind of off playing the violin, so she was kind of taking care of herself. Maple also just played with this toy for a little while in the entryway, and Belgian and Cherry did some more knitting together. Cherry and Belgian made like matching beanies for the girls, so that was really cute. I had Nutmeg and Maple make friendship bracelets for each other and then had them exchange them afterward. I think it's really cute when they exchange the friendship bracelets. They kind of high five and there's like a little rainbow that swirls around them. It's really, really adorable. Nutmeg had a school pop up because she had a lonely recess. Last recess, no one wanted to play with me. I just climbed around on my own. If that happens again, what should I do? Belgian told her that she should just ask other kids to join in. The girls had some burgers for dinner, and we found out that Nutmeg likes jokes. I checked Cupid's Corner again and saw this Strangerville sim. Her name is Alice, and I thought that might be fun for Belgian, so I saved her, and we could probably ask her out on a date in the next episode. And immediately after I got out of Cupid's Corner, Cherry decided that was it for her. She's like, "I've had enough. I'm dipping." You know, it seems like Belgian can never win romantically. You know, as soon as like they got married, her wife died, and now that she's like finally moved on and trying to find new love, her mom has passed away. So that's not really that great. She did decide to take a dip in the pool though, while she waited for Grimm to, you know, go and do his job. For a while there, I thought he might be like stuck on the patio chairs because that's where he like spawned in. I don't know why he didn't spawn like next to Cherry. I guess he was just kind of giving us some space to mourn because he was there for a while. You know, she's still in her like exercise gear, so I think she was trying to do some like exercise and she possibly died from strenuous activities. And that's really sad because that's all Belgian did was do yoga. And now that I'm noticing that, I'm actually a little sad. But anyway, we need to figure out which twin is going to be the heir because we are on short lifespan. We need to move so fast. I am leaning towards having Maple be the heir just because I really like the vibe that she's got going on, and maybe we'll do some stuff with Nutmeg too so that she at least has like some kids and gets married just so we can kind of wrap up some things as we move forward in the generation. But if you want to like drop who your favorite twin is in the comments below, that'd be great. I did move Cherry's grave next to Lana's just so that they can kind of be together, and we'll figure something out when I rebuild the house because eventually we will have to move out of this house. But it's been a long day for the twins, so I just sent them to bed. They were exhausted and really sad, and Grimm is just kind of making himself at home in Cherry's room by like playing video games on her computer, so that's great. The twins' other mom, Lana, who is a ghost that got killed by a vicious rabbit, made an appearance just briefly to bake a cake. She grabbed a burger out of the fridge and then she just kind of like set it down on the floor and then left the cake there. So that's awesome. If you want to see where my Sims are at for skills, you can check that out right now on the screen, but that is all the time I have for this week's episode of Wednesdays with the Waffles. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like because it really helps out, and hit the bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Dag dag!